All right. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Just a quick heads up, as we usually do, I have started a recording and a transcription of today's call just for our friends who are not able to join us with our learning today on impactful conversations. But I'm very excited to have on the line Jason Lorenzo, Market Director out of Southern California. Jason, I was looking through some of the old calls we did with when we first started these essential skills seminars, and funny enough, you were one of our first speakers. So super excited to have you back and sharing with us about impactful conversations. So take it away, Jason. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How is everyone doing on the call?
Doing wonderfully.
Great. Well, thank you everyone for taking the time to be on this call this Monday. I hope everyone had a good weekend this weekend, and hope you're having a good Monday so far. We're gonna kind of talk about impactful conversations and how important it is. And also, I apologize in advance if you guys hear a lot of background noise. There's construction going on at my house, so if you hear banging or any lawnmower type sound, I apologize. But we're gonna go straight to it. So impactful conversations. Let's start off with the why. Why do we want to be able to have impactful conversations with our team members? Well, did you know that 80% of managers say they've avoided giving team members impactful feedback because they were afraid of a bad reaction? Have any of you shied away from giving feedback because you were afraid of the negative reaction from the other person? Because of that, only 51% of team members say they get too little constructive insight from their bosses. How do you think it makes people feel to get a little to no feedback on their performance? Like they're on an island of sorts, unsure of where to go or what to do. Having impactful conversations is what allows us to guide our team members towards improved performance, and it's how we develop a stronger team overall. In today's presentation, we're going to focus on a couple of key goals. Goal number one, it's how to keep impactful conversations free from emotional distractions. Impactful conversations are often emotionally charged and can have those negative reactions we fear because of it. We will review some ways to keep tensions low and impact high when delivering feedback. Number two, how to turn off a conversation around when you do encounter those angry reactions. We will review how to stick to the facts and avoid using emotionally charged wording or phrases. Number three, how to tie impactful conversation back to meeting goals and expectations. You might be sharing how to a behavior is wrong, but how do you tie it back to what the team member should learn from this conversation? Instead of just don't do that, what is the desired behavior instead? And how can the team member achieve it? And number four, how to deliver feedback that is clear, timely, frequent, and on purpose. These impactful conversations serve for improvement for the team members, and these four aspects are vital to the success of the feedback. These sound like achievable goals to cover today. Preparing for impactful conversations. We're going to learn a couple of new acronyms here. And the first one, it's going to be FATS. So FIR, or FIRE is the acronym. The first one is FATS. Not all conversations are impactful, and you don't always have luxury of plenty of prep time before an impactful conversation. However, we should try to use the acronym FIRE when preparing so they can become a habit in having conversations. Let's review the acronym FIRE means. The F stands for facts. What have you seen or heard? When identifying facts, include the following: candid, be truthful; objective, verifiable and observable; specific, have the details and avoid the use of absolutes; timely, don't let the situation build into a monster of issues that are difficult to handle; unemotional, eliminate the feeling words whenever possible. Or the I, it stands for interpretations. Ask yourself, how did you interpret those facts? Did I see the situation for what it really was, or did I see what I wanted to see? The R stands for reactions. What emotions are involved? How is situation making you feel? Are you acting on your own emotions as opposed to the facts of the situation? And then we have the E, and that stands for ends. What do you want? What is your desired outcome? What would a successful impact from this conversation look like? Are you feeling equipped with this tool? Let's dig in a little bit more. How can you effectively deliver the message? By using FIRE approach, we can share a clear message. Let us review some scripts we can follow to actually deliver the message. IDEALS is the next acronym, and it's invite, disarm, eliminate, affirm, list, and synchronize. So we have prepared, as we know, what we want to discuss with the team members. Now it's time to actually have that conversation. When conducting the impactful conversation, you will follow the acronyms IDEALS. IDEALS. Script is foundational script used in most impactful conversations with team members who have moderate self-awareness. This conversation focuses on facts, establishes accountability, and quickly moves on to finding solutions. Ideals, which stand for invite, disarm, eliminate, affirm, list, and synchronize. Let's dig in a bit deeper to what each ideals mean when having an impactful conversation. First, we have step one, invite them to partner. This is you extending the olive branch to collaborate towards a solution. For example, you could say, would you be willing to have a conversation with me about? When giving an account of what you would like to talk about, try to use a third person to avoid attacks or judgment. For example, saying something like, Sally told me that you didn't do your side work is accusatory and mention Sally's name, which might be a little belittle the situation or bring ill intent upon Sally for speaking up. Instead, state the simple facts like the station side work was not completed. You're simply inviting them to partner with you on a simple fact that the side work was not completed, not that you're accusing them of not completing it. The next is step two, disarm yourself. During this step, you may say something like, I'd like to just review the situation to make sure I'm on the same page as you. You're taking responsibility for getting on the same page as them and truly understanding their perspective. You're not blaming them for not being on the same page as you. Step three, eliminate the blame. During this step, it is vital that you stay calm. During this step, you will say something along the lines of, if we have different perspectives, we can discuss those and develop a plan for moving forward. It's very likely that the team member will have different perspective than yours, and your goal is to come together for a plan moving forward. There's an issue needing resolved, not a win or a lose situation. The purpose of this step to disarm defensiveness. You're not presuming there's a fight coming. You're not presuming they're going to be wrong. You're not telling them that you're not going to attack them for being wrong. It's a blame-free way of saying we see things differently. Step four, affirm their choices. During this step, you are giving them a voice. You might say something like, does that sound okay? I can talk now, or if necessary, I have time later today. The purpose of this step is you're testing them to make sure they are feeling okay and that their walls are still down. You're giving them some control, thus easing their anxiety. You're offering a choice about when to talk, but you're still gently insisting on having this conversation because this is a force. Then step five, list corrective feedback. This is when you're delivering the feedback itself. In the last week's meeting, there was 3 times the crew members didn't react well, each following a comment you made. Do I know what comment I mean? Ensure the facts are candid, objective, specific, timely, and unemotional. Ensure they understand the feedback. Explain why you think the feedback is valid. And then step six, synchronize your understanding. For example, tell me how you think we can work together to build on this and make things even more effective next time. Involve them in planning the solution for increased buy-in. The calm script is used when someone is being resistant. They have a moderate low self-awareness and the issue is serious. What do you do when things don't go well? You're using every letter of ideals and the team member is still being effectively reactive and defensive. You need to hold the conversation, but this time you use calm method. It is similar to ideals, but it is more direct in its approach. Calm stands for calm, avoid, look, manage. Let's review how to use the calm script. Calmly state the facts. Last week, I received feedback on and avoid the blame. The history is not important. Going forward, there will not be. Look for roadblocks. Is there anything that might prevent us from moving forward productively? Manage expectations. I appreciate you taking the time to talk and your assistance with this issue. Things to consider when providing feedback. Avoid conversations that might come across as attacking, pleading, shirking, soft pedaling. This indicates to the team member that you are not taking the conversation seriously or that they don't need to listen to the feedback you are sharing. Your conversation should be direct and collaborative as much as possible. Watch out for trigger words that instantly make people defensive. Some of these phrases are you always, or you never, or everyone said. Avoid exaggerating the facts and using negative emotions. Use only truthful statements free of emotions. What actually happened that needs addressed? Remember to keep calm and stick to the facts. If you feel you're starting to become emotional or losing control of the conversation, pause the conversation and reschedule. This is also true if the team member is just too emotional or combative. You say, I see this is not a good time for us to have this conversation. Let's take a break and come back on whatever date and time's best to resume our conversation. If you want to learn more about having impactful conversations, consider reading Crucial Conversations, Tools for When Stakes Are High. It's by Joseph Grenny, Kerry Patterson, Ron McMillan, Al Switzer, and Emily Gregory.
Awesome. Well, with that being said, anyone have questions for Jason about having these impactful conversations?
Or if anyone have anything to share about the last, impactful conversation they had with a team
Yes,
member.
I love that.
Nope.
That's all right. I mean, I can think of some conversations I had when I was a new manager that maybe weren't quite so impactful. I think we've all had those where you make the mistake of starting the coaching conversation with, well, you never do your side work, and it just always goes really well from there. Well, some great acronyms you shared with us today, Jason, from ideals to calm to fire, really just some great ways to help us stay on track in these impactful conversations because, like you said, these can often be very emotionally charged and can be very stressful in the moment and very intimidating to hold these conversations. So getting practice with these scripts and honestly practice with the conversations themselves. And then, like you shared with us there at the end, sometimes you just have to step away from the conversation and say, hey, you know what? This isn't a good time for this conversation. Let's get back together later on and share this information. But awesome. Well, I really appreciate it, Jason. Really great information you shared with us today. If you are just a little quiet today, don't want to speak up with your questions, but you have them or even your stories, as always, please do share them after the call, either by emailing Jason or myself. But otherwise, happy Monday afternoon. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and we'll see you all again next week. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you. Have a good day, everybody.